The guard tripped the mobster and laughed loudly at him. Homer walked over and knocked the guard down with a tray. Then several guards dragged Homer into a room for punishment. It turned out Homer was a police informant. They replaced Homer with steak and beat the steak severely. But Homer couldn't bear seeing the steak get beaten and let out a cry of pain. This made the mobsters trust Homer. That night, Fat Tony personally visited Homer in prison. With a light tap, the wall crumbled. Homer successfully escaped from prison with the mafia. Fat Tony took Homer to the cemetery to mourn his late wife. Overcome with longing for Marge, Homer began to cry. Fat Tony was deeply moved when he saw it because he thought Homer was sharing his sadness with him. So Fat Tony conducted the final test on Homer. He ordered Homer to burn down Moe's tavern. Homer had no choice but to obey and carry out the plan. But by coincidence, Moe accidentally blew up his own bar. This earned Homer Fat Tony's complete trust. The mafia blindfolded Homer and brought him to their secret hideout. Fat Tony cut Homer's hand and dripped blood onto a photograph. Thus, Homer was officially inducted into the mafia. Fat Tony treated Homer like family. Homer was deeply moved, so Fat Tony took him to the beach for an illegal deal. But their conversation was being wiretapped by police through a device in Homer's wig. Homer suddenly realized this and urgently urged Fat Tony to leave. Only then did Fat Tony realize Homer was a police informant. He couldn't bear being betrayed by someone he trusted. He was so heartbroken that he ultimately suffered a heart attack and died. Homer wept bitterly, holding Fat Tony in his arms. He came to Fat Tony's grave to confess his guilt. Suddenly, someone attacked him from behind.
Wake up, Homer.
Homer cried out, begging Fit Tony to kill him, but Fit Tony saw Homer's sincerity. He ultimately chose to let Homer live on with Fat Tony's memories. Fit Tony took his cousin's place, but under immense pressure, he began binge eating. After gaining weight, he eventually transformed into Fat Tony's likeness.